Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we have our Stalker in progress. That's gonna take a while though, let's be honest. It's not gonna be ready for some time, so we're gonna tick forward for now and let our Hunchback and Panther finish up. We just got an offer from the Grey Death Legion. He's paying top dollar for mercs. He's even offering a kickback to any company he poaches from, 100,000 C-bills. That's unusual, you say, examining the paused image of Carlisle on the compad. Go on. Carlisle's something else. I played his message over and over, the way he talks. I know he could really shake up the galaxy, and I want to be a part of that. Time Lord 88 smiles bittersweetly. But this crew is my family, and leaving isn't so easy. What do you think? I don't want Time Lord 88 to leave. We're going to caution him against making a quick decision. I don't know if the galaxy needs any more shaking up. It's already a mess, Time Lord 88. Think long and hard before you sign on with Carlisle. Talk is cheap. Usually gets mech warriors killed. Time Lord 88 rubs the back of his head. You don't trust him? It's not that. I don't know much about Carlisle, but you know we've got your back on the Argo. So it's your decision, Time Lord 88. Just take your time, do some research. Time Lord 88 nods slowly. You're right. I shouldn't make a decision too quickly. Later that night, he knocks on your door. Just wanted to say that I'll be sticking around. I gave it some serious thought, but I can't imagine a better crew than this one. No lasting consequences. Wonderful. I mean, we're at mutinous morale, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Yeah, I don't really want to give up Time Lord 88 right now, and I happen to know from reading the books that he's not in them, so let's proceed. The Panther will be done shortly. The Panther is done. The Hunchy will be done shortly as well, but I just want to double check that the Panther is actually done. It is indeed. Okay. Okay, the Hunchy is now done, and Time Lord 88 is back on duty. Wonderful. The Stalker is 31 days away from finishing at this point. It did get some progress made, so that is always nice. Just want to double check that the Hunchback is fully good to go, and it appears to be so. Wonderful. So what do we want to do here? This is a desert battle. Ah, the Ancestral Griffin. Okay. Yeah, let's do it. I think we'll grab an extra salvage here. Let's see, that is... That's 150k. And that's another 150k. But I think we're going to max out the salvage. Most things that we get, well, they're worth more than 150k, but we can't necessarily sell them for 150k. I think we'll sit here. I want some level of actual payment, but I also want some priority salvage. So let's do that. And I think we're going to just slot the Hunchy over here. Wonderful. Wow, the VIP has terrible stats. Okay, so we expect very little out of the Griffin. Wonderful. I mean, we're going to get probably the same level of performance out of the Griffin that we do out of the Panther, if I'm honest. Oh, I want to replace that Panther with the Stalker so badly. We can't do it quite yet, though. We'll be able to soon enough. For now, we'll just go do this battle, and hopefully the Griffin will survive. It'd be awkward if it didn't, to be sure. So, let's see what we've got here, shall we? Just as soon as the briefing loads. So we need to destroy the enemy lance and keep the official alive. A mid-level Lyran official has decided to personally patrol a moderately dangerous region of her planet. We've done our best to dissuade her, but she's insistent that she show the people she's willing to take risks on their behalf. Rather than let her stumble around in her family's ancestral griffin until some opportunistic pirate decides to murder her, we'd like for you to escort her and keep her alive. On one hand, a griffin is a tough mech, given the kinds of enemies we're likely to run into out here. On the other hand, any official who thinks personally patrolling is a good idea may not be the best pilot around. And indeed, she is not. That's our future evac zone. Okay, we've got some vehicle assistance. That's good. Hey, XO, I've got multiple blitz here. Looks like Merrick livery. Okay. Yep, we've seen that several times. Only good Merrick is a dead Merrick. Okay. And it is very dark. Very, very dark. But it looks like... It looks like we can make our way along this little ledge here.
Moving to position.
Is my guess. And so that is what we will attempt to do.
Roger.
The Griffin is, of course, jump capable, so that's something.
Copy that. Acknowledge.
Okay, the Hunchy is going to be falling a bit behind. And we should probably wait for the Hunchy to catch up. Perhaps after this round. The Griffin makes it to there. Let's actually grab the Hunchy next.
Got it.
And then we'll just
Copy that.
move very slightly forward with these mechs. Just to allow the Hunchy to catch up. Okay. And now we will hop into this mineral field.
On my way.
On my way.
Okay. How do we get up this? It looks like we can go this direction. Man, it's dark. It is exceptionally dark. But it looks like it is getting lighter. So that's good. So we're going to just cruise up this direction.
Move into position.
There's our contact. What do we see? I don't actually see the contact.
Onward. Understood.
Oh, they're up there. Okay. Hey, XO, I'm tracking an inbound blip. Coming in fast and low. Like they're making a drop-off. Keep us updated, Meyer. Okay. So this is a Ferret Scout VTOL and a Scorpion SRM. That's not too frightening, realistically. That's rough terrain. I'd rather not be in rough terrain.
Let's go.
Yep.
We're going to sprint forward with the Hunchy. We have this giant mountain as cover, so that's buying us another turn here before we see the enemy. Okay, that Striker is firing on the VTOL. I don't expect much here. That was better than I expected. And then we've got a Myrmidon there. Fired on the VTOL, but it missed. Okay.
What do you need?
So we're going to move up with the Griffin here.
Let's move.
And I think that we're going to fire on the VTOL with our LRM-10. I don't expect anything out of this.
Aye aye. Engaging target.
I mean, we hit it. Saladin moves up. New lance on the New lance in the AO looks like St. Ives markings. Okay. This might get messy, folks. Yep. We're going to keep the VIP safe. So there's a St. Ives commonality force over there. That's going to be interesting, to be sure. I'm going to jump the Vulcan over here. Because I want to fire on this VTOL. And this should probably kill it.
Got it, Commander.
Oh yeah. It's very dead.
That vehicle is trash.
Wonderful. That's a Mongoose. That's not too frightening. That's a Pegasus and a Scorpion.
Yeah?
Okay. We're going to sprint in with the Hunchy as much as we possibly can.
Ready for orders.
Okay, so the question is, if we jump up here, what are our odds of actually killing the Scorpion? This would, I believe, be frontal arc. Where's that rear arc? Yeah, that's frontal arc. And it has 64 armor. That's only 94 HP there. That could very definitely die.
Engaging jump jet.
We'll jump the stealth, 3 evasive pips, Hit odds aren't amazing. I was hoping for better hit odds, but I suppose we've got this LOS break.
Here we go.
That was still solid damage. Myrmidon moves forward. The Scorpion backed off. What were these numbers over here? Was it damaging itself? It did minor damage to the stealth. The Pegasus is actually going after the St. Ives forces over here. I'm okay with that. And here comes the St. Ives forces. Oh, they're not doing too much. Okay.
Yep.
We're gonna move slightly forward with the Griffin here.
On it.
And I think we're going to fire on the Scorpion. I don't expect much here. Wow, we hit with 2 missiles. That was better than I expected. Striker hits with another missile. Okay, St. Ives, what do you got? They're lighting up the Pegasus, but not very successfully. That's a Griffin over there. Scorpion, Mongoose, and Pegasus. Okay, that's really not all that threatening.
Roger.
We're going to continue sprinting in with our Hunchy. Mongoose fires on the Pegasus. Doesn't do a whole lot. That's not really a surprise, though. This is rough terrain up here. This would be side arc on the Scorpion. Okay.
Mom, I'm flying.
Well, light him up.
Acknowledge.
Sad. We missed with the PPC. Oh, the pilot ejected. He did not need to do that.
Waiting for orders.
Okay. I think we're going to need to jump the stealth here. This is rough terrain over here. Turn like this. Ideally, I would like to attack the Mongoose here, but I suspect, yeah, our hit odds are just so much better on the Pegasus. I'd like to play these off of each other. We'll just weaken the Pegasus. With our vehicle support, we heavily outgun the St. Ives Lance. Okay, the VIP took some damage there.
Come on. Send me a real mech warrior.
Scorpion didn't do anything. Striker's attacking the Pegasus. Okay.
Yeah?
We're going to close in with the VIP over here.
Confirmed.
And we're going to do some indirect firing on the Mongoose, I think. No, we're not. Okay. Hit odds are just hot garbage. But I guess that's fine. We'll let the St. Ives forces just run around over here, I guess. I prefer that you didn't take this angle. You could have backstabbed me. Right in the back of the Hunchy. Luckily they didn't. And that is why we jumped. I think the Vulcan needs to jump again, at which point our stability is... Actually, we don't need to jump again. I was going to say our stability is getting rather questionable. We could sprint down here for a third evasive pip, and that's what we're going to do. Actually, no, that'll cause us to not lose stability. We'll just move and trust that our armor will hold for now. I'd like to fire on this Mongoose, but again, our hit odds are going to be so much better on the Pegasus.
Cry havoc.
Well, that was irrelevant. Okay.
What do you need?
We're going to sprint forward with our Hunchy.
All right. Full.
And the Hunchy is possibly going to kill the Pegasus here. Quite possibly. It did not happen, but it could have. Griffin fires on the Vulcan, misses the PPC. That's good.
Yes, Commander.
We are going to start closing in up over here with the stealth. I'm not going to jump, because I'd like to ditch those evasive pips. And, I mean, this would be frontal arc on the Griffin, which is not ideal, but it'll have to do. Okay, very minor damage to that Griffin.
Yep.
And honestly, that would not be LOS. Here's our ideal engagement range with the Griffin.
Copy that.
Okay, fire.
Here we go.
Okay. No damage to the Pegasus from 2 vehicles there. Pegasus is engaging the Griffin. That's fine. It will die this round. 100% per sure. Per sure? For sure. Okay, that Scorpion did some damage to the Vulcan. That was expected. No damage to the Stealth. Ideal. Striker moves up, attacks the Pegasus. Oh, pilot ejected. Okay. So we can evac at any point, but I kind of want to destroy the St. Ives Lances. Or the St. Ives Forces. This isn't very threatening. It's just a Mongoose, Griffin, and 2 vehicles. So I think we'll stick around.
I await your command.
The Vulcan can make its way up over here. And we're going to do so. That puts us in cover with 2 evasive pips and decent hit odds on the Scorpion. I was hoping that we would do more than 1 damage, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Now, I'd like... This would be rear arc on the Scorpion. We don't need to jump if we're going to get there, though. Yeah.
Right.
So we can just move there. 3 evasive pips. I was under the impression this was going to be cover, but it is not. I guess 3 evasive pips will have to do. We have much better hit odds on the Griffin, but this is frontal arc, and I feel like that's wasted ammunition. So we're going to fire on the Scorpion instead. We crit the coolant
Critical hit, Commander.
and panicked him. He returned fire and missed. Did start a fire, but we're going to jump out of there. That was always the plan. The Griffin moves forward, fires on the Vulcan. It does hit with the PPC. It makes me a little sad.
What do you need?
Okay, the Hunchy can actually get in LOS up here. I imagine the hit odds are going to be garbage on the Pegasus at this range with a blocked LOS. Yes, indeed. I think we're just going to sink heat. And in reality, I should have moved up this way instead. Okay. This is interesting. He's facing this direction. That gives us a pretty clear attack path. I was hoping that that would cause that Scorpion to eject.
Yep.
It did not. We're going to close in with the Griffin.
Let's move.
And we're going to continue laying the pressure on the Scorpion since the pilot is panicked. Okay, 2 more hits. Okay.
Yep.
So the idea here is the stealth jumps behind the Pegasus,
Copy that.
like so, and just lights him up. Like that. Pegasus is now panicked. The Mongoose steps forward. It's kind of in an attack pattern. The Griffin fired on the Vulcan again with the PPC, but it missed. Okay.
I'm here.
So this changes nothing. The Vulcan is going to jump over here
Confirm.
and attack this Scorpion where the pilot is still panicked. And we could also hit the rear here, which would just straight up kill it. If only our machine guns weren't jammed right now. Huh, they unjammed now. Okay, that Mongoose is under fire from our tank support.
Yeah?
We're going to move up with the Hunchback And we're going to attack the mongoose. It's skylined, so that will make it easier to hit. It's still not super easy because it sprinted quite far. We did do some damage there. We'll take that. The striker is attacking the scorpion. That is ideal. Track propulsion crit. Okay.
What do you need?
The VIP is going to continue to attack the scorpion. I think we'll move up like this.
Attacking from position.
Another tracked propulsion crit. More internal damage. Pilot ejected. That's exactly what we were looking for there. Pegasus moves over, fires on the Vulcan, only hits with one missile. Okay. The Pegasus pilot is still pretty panicked.
Mess him up good.
And we are going to jump the Vulcan over here.
Roger that.
Avoid the fire. And hit this guy in the rear arc. It's giving an overheat alert. There must be a weird fire interaction, is all I can imagine. I don't expect we'll hit too much, but if we hit just a little bit, we may force him into panic level critical.
Firing all weapons.
Only hit with 2 there. Mongoose moves next. No damage on the Hunchy, and is now super vulnerable to the Hunchy.
Yeah.
Like, super duper vulnerable. Hunchy would be best off here. This is technically side arc, which I don't really like. Do I have fewer heat sinks than we did previously? Because this is definitely building up heat faster. Oh, you know why it is. It's because we have the upgraded medium lasers. That's why. This is not going to be too dangerous, but we're definitely going to need to sink heat after this. Okay, we got a head hit there.
Orders.
So the stealth is going to move in right here. And see if we can't get this Pegasus to either die or eject. Pilot ejected. Fantastic. Gotta love that panic level. I do believe you backstabbed the Griffin, sir. Luckily, it doesn't matter. We don't really care. As long as the Griffin survives, that's the important thing. Their Griffin, is going to melee our Hunchy. Okay.
Yep.
Technically, we could backstab their Griffin from this position. That's sad. I was hopeful that we weren't going to do that, but we did hit the PPC there on our Hunchy, which makes me sad. Structure exposure here. Okay.
Crap, that shot went internal.
They're repeatedly stray-shotting the Hunchback. Can you stop? Thank you. Okay, so that Mongoose is heavily damaged now. We're going to move our Vulcan... Actually, we're going to reserve. The Griffin moves phase 14, or moves phase 17. This arm isn't very relevant. And everywhere else is reasonably fine.
Standing by.
Can we make our way through this without getting flames, without jumping? No, is the answer.
Behold, I take flight.
Okay, so we're going to do that, and we're going to fire on the Mongoose, not just because of the hit odds, but also because it's less likely that we stray shot the Hunchy, and more likely that we stray shot the Griffin.
Welcome to my Alpha strike.
Okay. We'll see what the Griffin does here. It's attacking our Griffin. I'm okay with this. Okay. Now it's the Stealth's turn. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to jump in to right here.
Firing jump jet.
And we are going to fire on the Mongoose. I doubt if we hit the Griffin. I don't think we have LOS for stray shots. But that's a dead mongoose. Wonderful.
Hostile removed.
Now all that's left is that Griffin. Okay.
Standing by.
Let's take the Hunchy up over here. This is the left arm, which would be facing this direction. So, yep, this is fine.
Copy that.
We're mostly sinking heat this turn. But let's also vigilance. There we go. Okay, the Myrmidon did some decent damage there.
What do you need?
We're going to jump our Griffin over here.
Got it.
And now we're just going to, I think, fire the PPC. Yeah, that'll do. We'll have to sink heat after this for sure.
Copy that.
We actually hit. That pilot is now unsettled. As well, he should be. $72 damage from that Saladin. Nice. Well, let's see what he does. His mech is on fire. He fired on the Hunchy, and that is why we braced last turn. He is facing this direction,
Standing by.
but that doesn't mean that we can't get behind him.
Jumping.
We absolutely can, and so we shall. His rear armor is very weak. Wasn't as good as I'd hoped.
Ready for orders.
We're going to jump over here with the Vulcan, and we're just going to brace. Okay. These guys are going to tear into him rear arc. Destroyed 2 jump jets. That's nice.
I'm here.
Let's go ahead and move about here. This would be exposing our weak arm to him. This would be risking more stray shots on the Vulcan, but the Vulcan is braced. I don't think we're going to stray shot them at this angle. No. And that was mostly for pilot panic purposes there. Ooh, that was a nice backstab. And there he goes. Wonderful.
Mission successful.
Let's get out of here, see what salvage we get. One of these days it will load. Okay, so we got 450k. That extra lance increased our payment by 25%. Not bad, not bad. I guarantee you we didn't take 450k worth of damage. We took a little internal damage on the Hunchy, but ultimately, we're pretty okay. Let's see. Anything good here? There's some decent, well, not that decent of engine cores, actually. There's some mediocre engine cores. And that's my default that I'll take. Unless I find something else. It's not worth more. We'll call it good. Okay, Engine Core 025. We already have one, so we will sell that. Engine Core 100. We have none of those, so we'll keep that in stock. And the 105s, we will go ahead and sell as well. But that was not really super worthwhile to take the salvage in the priority. In the non-priority, it was probably still worthwhile. Well, let's just continue for now and see how much that costs. Yang, please tell me that that is cheap and quick. I mean, I imagine putting all that armor back on the Hunchy is going to take some time. The Hunchy always takes a beating. And that's generally why, whenever possible, we put the main character in that, because turns out in this game, main characters can't die. Okay, 23,009 days. That's not bad. That's more than 9 days. Okay. That's about 9 days, actually. So it'll be after the financial report for sure. For now, though, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to continue working towards getting our Stalker back online. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.